In 1844, France invaded Morocco expecting a quick victory. Its army was modern, experienced, and already conquering neighboring Algeria. Morocco's forces were larger, but poorly organized, badly equipped, and divided between tribal commanders. In our timeline, France crushed the Moroccan army at the Battle of Isly. But what if Morocco had won? What if one battle stopped French expansion across North Africa? Our alternate history begins with Sultan Abd al-Rahman learning that France is preparing to strike. Instead of rushing tens of thousands of cavalry into battle without a clear plan, he changes strategy. Moroccan commanders study how French troops fight. They know French infantry can form defensive squares capable of stopping cavalry charges, so Morocco refuses to attack them directly. The Moroccan army withdraws toward the Isly River, destroying supplies and forcing the French deeper into unfamiliar territory. Tribal fighters harass French patrols, attack supply columns, and disappear into the hills before reinforcements arrive. When Marshal Bugeaud finally advances near Oujda, he believes the Moroccan army is retreating. It is a trap. At dawn, Moroccan artillery opens fire from hidden positions. Cavalry circles behind the French army and attacks its supply camp, while thousands of infantrymen strike from the riverbanks. The French squares hold at first, but ammunition begins running low. Then Emir Abd al-Qadir arrives with Algerian fighters and attacks the French rear. Bugeaud orders a retreat. It quickly becomes a disaster. Hundreds of French soldiers are captured, artillery pieces are abandoned, and news of the defeat spreads throughout North Africa. For the first time, France appears vulnerable. Morocco's victory does not immediately drive France out of Algeria. The French Navy can still bombard coastal cities, and France possesses far greater industrial power. But Paris now faces a difficult choice: continue an expensive war, or negotiate. Britain, worried that France could dominate Morocco and threaten trade through the Strait of Gibraltar, pressures both sides to accept peace. The resulting treaty shocks Europe. France agrees to withdraw from western Algeria and recognizes a Moroccan-supported Algerian state ruled by Emir Abd al-Qadir. Morocco promises not to attack the remaining French territories around Algiers and Oran. North Africa is now divided between three powers: France along parts of the Algerian coast, Abd al-Qadir's new state in the interior, and an increasingly confident Morocco. Sultan Abd al-Rahman understands that victory has only bought time. France will return unless Morocco becomes stronger. Captured French weapons are studied and copied. European military instructors are hired but placed under Moroccan command. New taxes fund a permanent army, coastal fortifications, roads, and weapons factories. The reforms create opposition. Some tribal leaders fear losing their independence. Religious scholars question the growing European influence. Local revolts break out against taxation and central control. But the victory at Isly gives the Sultan something powerful: prestige. Morocco becomes a symbol of resistance across the Islamic world. Volunteers, merchants, and scholars arrive from Algeria, Tunisia, Egypt, and the Ottoman Empire. Meanwhile, Emir Abd al-Qadir begins building his own state. He creates courts, taxes, schools, and a disciplined military. Morocco and Algeria remain allies, but they also become rivals. Both claim influence over desert tribes and important trade routes. Then France returns. In the 1860s, Napoleon III launches a new campaign to restore French prestige in Algeria. But this time, French forces face organized armies supplied through Morocco and supported by Britain. The war drags on for years. France eventually keeps several coastal enclaves, but its dream of controlling all Algeria collapses. Without French Algeria, European colonization of North Africa develops very differently. Tunisia may remain under Ottoman influence instead of becoming a French protectorate. Italy still targets Libya, but now faces pressure from a powerful Moroccan-Algerian alliance. Spain continues occupying small territories along Morocco's coast, yet lacks the strength to conquer the country's interior. By the early 1900s, Morocco and Algeria form a defensive union. Their governments are still monarchies, and political power remains concentrated among elites, military leaders, and wealthy families. But they are independent. During the First World War, both countries remain officially neutral while trading with Britain and the Ottoman Empire. France fears that openly attacking them could ignite rebellion throughout its remaining African colonies. After the war, anti-colonial leaders across Africa point to Morocco as proof that European conquest can be defeated. Independence movements grow earlier and become more coordinated. France still controls large territories in West Africa, but maintaining them becomes increasingly expensive. By the 1930s, several African states begin gaining limited independence decades ahead of our timeline. Morocco also benefits from controlling trade between the Atlantic, Mediterranean, and the interior of Africa. Casablanca becomes one of the world's busiest ports. Railways connect Morocco with Algeria, Mali, and Senegal. Large cities industrialize rapidly, but inequality remains severe. The region is not peaceful or perfectly united. Morocco and Algeria argue over borders, resources, and political influence. Tribal revolts, military coups, and royal power struggles still shape their history. But one major difference remains. North Africa is never completely divided by European colonial borders. By the modern era, Morocco leads a powerful North African federation stretching from the Atlantic Ocean toward Tunisia. Arabic, Amazigh languages, and regional identities remain strong, while French is only a secondary commercial language. France is still a major world power, but it never controls the enormous North African empire that strengthened it in our timeline. And the Battle of Isly is remembered not as Morocco's humiliating defeat, but as the moment European expansion was finally stopped. So, would a Moroccan victory have protected North Africa from colonization, or simply created a new struggle for regional power? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this alternate history scenario, subscribe to What If for more stories about how one battle could completely rewrite the world. Thanks for watching.